All right, the big race this weekend is the Big Cap, Santa Anita Handicap at Santa Anita. Hopefully they don't get more than a spattering of rain, or this race might get canceled like they've canceled so many others this year. I'm just going to run through the whole field real quick, just starting off with horses I just don't like and kind of moving through it. There's 14 horses. It's a big field. It's a big race. It's kind of, I mean, this is the best handicap horses in California, and it's not a real strong group. It says a lot about the American handicap division that this is all they could attract for the Big Cap out there. So just going through it real quick, you got Rendezvous and Pool Play, who just look too slow to me. Lou Breton and Marshside, both to me look like turf horses. I don't really trust either of them on synthetic surfaces here. Eagle Poise and Tiger Rock, shockingly for an American race at a mile and a quarter, these horses are horses that look like they want more ground. So, I mean, say what you want about the dirt marathon division getting more and more races, at least there's some horses in America now that really want to go more than 10 furlongs. Then you got horses like Nico Bay and Mast Track, who kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum look like more typical American horses that probably don't want 10 furlongs. Especially like a horse like Mast Track could end up being 9-2, 5-1, 6-1 in this field, and I just don't think he wants to go 10 furlongs. So that leaves me down to like 6 main horses that I'm looking at. Out of those 6, a horse like St. Trinians, she's a nice mare, but she's definitely going to be overbet in this spot. Last time out, yeah, she won. She beat Life is Sweet. She hasn't lost in America, but she's definitely going to be overrated off that race. And she's not exceptionally fast on paper. And if she ends up being second choice in here behind Misremembered, she simply doesn't deserve to be that kind of price. Geranimo is another one that is a very likely underlay in here. He's probably going to be third or fourth choice, and he's a horse that's run one really big race. He's never really looked like a route horse until last time out in the Strub. So I just don't buy into him out of the 14 hole really winning this race, and he's going to be a pretty short price. So I'd just take a stand against him. Delightful Kiss, I think, is a horse that will probably pick up the pieces, will probably run at least 4th or 5th, but I just don't see him winning. He just never seems to get up in these races. The main three, the 3 that I really think are win contenders are Pick 6, Dakota Phone, and Misremembered. Out of those, Pick 6 is probably going to get a good trip. He's the only horse inside that I like. I mean, Dakota Phone's out of the 11 hole, and Misremembered's out of the 13. I like Pick 6 because he could get a better trip than those 2, but I hate picking horses assuming they're going to get a better trip than other horses because you never know what's going to happen. So even though I think he's got a good shot based on his trip he's going to get and the fact that he's kind of talented, I'm still going to pick against him. My pick basically comes down to price. I'm going to go with Dakota Phone over Misremembered just because Misremembered is going to be in the 5-2 to 4-1 range. And I think Dakota Phone could go off 10 or 11-1 in this field. He was, 30-1 last time out. He was 34-1 last time in the San Antonio. Ran a really big race, ran a really good second. This is a horse that last year ran great races in the Californian and the Mervyn Leroy. He's a nice horse. He always shows up, it seems like, in these big spots, and he usually comes off a pretty big price. So it's a tough race. You're dealing with 14 horses here. I don't think you can take a horse that's going to be sub 5-1 in this spot. And out of the horses in here, Dakota Phone looks to me like the one that he's going to get a mile and a quarter probably. He likes the synthetic surfaces. He's a pretty tractable horse. He can sit kind of closer. He can come from off the pace a little bit. He's just the horse that has the fewest negatives to me. It's a field that I don't think any of them are near Quality Roads caliber, who ran a couple weeks ago in Florida. But this is the best the West Coast has to offer. And in this race, I'm going to take Dakota Phone, even though I think Misremembered is the most talented, just because of price.